is okay. You have a minute. Paige, I'm sorry. Those of us from New York, Paige needs a guy. I'm starting to think I don't know. I'm not gonna put Craig in the small dick category. We have two people in the small dick
You
category.
can.
Yeah, a little bit, right? Well, listen, we have
Yeah.
we already have the winners of the small dicks on Bravo. One is Schwartzy, your friend Schwartzy, the tall guy. It's got a really small dick. Worked really well for Katie because Katie Maloney has a fucking huge dick. And the other small dick on Bravo is Benigno. You know my friend Maj the Saj? Ever met my friend
Marge the
Maj?
Sage.
Well, her husband, Benigno, very, very rude guy in person. Very rude. Hated me. Hated me when I was friends. Oh, I would used to be like, hello, Benigno. And he'd be like, eh. Like literally was standing in front of me, not saying hi. I'm more of the
Weird.
class with the countess. Like, if you hate the person, you still go through pleasantries. But this Benino, he's a rude motherfucker. He's a small dick. I mean, that Marge, I mean, she wears pants, she wears the suit, she wears that. So I don't think he has a small dick like that. But I think Paige just needs like an alpha male. Come on now, that's what we need. We need Craig with your feelings and this and that. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's very great. Here's the good news, Craig Conover. A lot of women like those feelings and emotions. You're gonna meet a nice girl. He says it's not gonna be Rachel Carcano. Paige needs a swagger dude, alpha, New York. I got some tats, this and that. I look like I live on the Lower East Side, but I'm really worth like $2 million. So this Joe DeMello seems like a good. He's got the swag. Lots of people online are saying, you know what's going to happen next, and they have a picture of Paige on the left, and what the hell is his fucking name? Ariana Grande's
Uh,
ex. Yes, from
oh,
Saturday Night Live. Oh my God, I'm
oh,
old.
Pete
Pete,
Davidson.
yes, Pete Davidson. Sorry.
Oh,
Well, that is, and
good.
rumors he has a huge dick too.
Huge. And I
Huge,
think he's
right?
sober. He looks really, really, really good.
He's looking good.
I'm glad to see that.
He's removing the ink, but people are saying
Looks great.
Pete Davidson and Paige, they're like, you know this is bound to happen. Listen, let's not kid ourselves, ladies. I mean, he also was with Emrata. I mean, Emrata's hot. Let's not kid ourselves. Paige would cut off her arm. She would cut off her head. She would do anything. She would do anything to date Pete Davidson. So let's just be honest.
Wow.
I think that would be a great fit, you know?
Wow. There's a hot take. Okay. Craig Carnivore to me is just I like tiny, tiny hands. After he did that, first of all, I noticed that on his Watch What Happens Live appearance, the teeniest little hands. And he just, ugh, that month of lying, that did it for me. I mean, you're a grown man. It's so foolish. No, he's tiny, tiny dick energy to me, tiny, tiny pee pee working on those pillows. And you know, I mean, I think overall, like you said, he's a small town guy. Nothing wrong with that, but I can't take the phoniness. Sorry.
So
I love being married to a man that's not in media. Sorry.
I like don't blame
I
you.
could not do it with these guys. I couldn't do it with a man who is like worried about, being on TV and his image. And I couldn't.
That would be awful. That would be
Oh,
awful.
the
I would,
worst.
I mean, that is the problem. I would love in a way to date someone in the industry just because they would understand, but not really. I agree with you. I don't want to
No.
date an influencer. I don't know. You're right. I don't even want to date someone in corporate. You're right. I mean, I said this before when people either I'm on a date or friends of friends, when they find out what I do and they just want to fucking talk about housewives. I mean, I don't even fucking go on dates, but like friends, it's like, here at Sag Harbor, we can make it part of the new podcast because they fucking want to talk about it here. No. So I agree with you. I mean, the best type of thing is when someone doesn't even have fucking Instagram. That's a home run. That to me is a home run.
That's
When
my
you,
husband. I mean,
oh, I love it. I love it.
he has one, but he never posts anything on social media at all. And he just like goes on to look at like other things. No, it's the greatest. Do you know how wonderful it is to be with someone who, I mean, I don't know, he probably has like 18 women in his DMs now that I say that, but but Like it's so great to not have a guy that's like, oh, can we pose for this picture for my gram? Like, can we? It's so lovely. You think my husband cares about updating his TikTok? Like, no, he couldn't care effing less. It's so refreshing to not have a guy checking his stories and
Yeah.
no.
Well, with Bethany, I just said like I had bad news for you because like I'm very, I just find her like when it goes from like there's fires in LA and I'm touching down to be strong to like this is the craziest case ever. Like to like look, it's like a little jingle, a little rainbow, and dresses Alice and Olivia and shoes. Oh, I have fucking blisters on my feet. I mean, I have the most uncomfortable shoes ever for $10,000. Joan and David shoes, and look. Kmart, a little jingling moment here. Now, I'm a little bit obsessed with Bethany, but what I wanted to talk with you about Bethany, we talked about the other stuff. What does she's involved in the case or something? One side said something to her or something.
Well, here's my thing. She says that one side of the Baldoni Lively situation reached out to her. And I'm curious if, based on, I'll read to you exactly what she says,
Yeah, because that's what I want to talk about. I'm very
because
shocked at that.
whose side do you think it is? I think she's implying Baldoni's side reached out. Okay, so she reveals that one side of the legal war reached out to her, and the alum shared what she told them, and she called the situation a quote botch job. Okay. I will tell you, this is her quote, that
Hmm.
one side tried to reach out to me to discuss it, said Bethany. And my opinion about it. Now, like she's going to not take that
Reached
call.
out like, but to talk about it on her
And
TikTok with 1 million followers or whatever it is, or just we're bored and you're like one of the most brilliant legal minds in the country. We just want to pick your brain. Just curious.
I don't even think anybody reached out to her, but okay.
Ah,
I will tell you that one side tried to reach out to me to discuss it, said Bethany. And my opinion about it was the following. This is exactly what I said to them. It's a botch job. This was in the beginning of a lot of controversy. She went on. I was like, this is a botched job. You botched it. The way you start a race is often how you finish it. But Bethany admitted that anything can happen in the trial, given that we don't know exactly what happened. But to this point forward, there's been a lot of public damage, a lot of court opinion, a lot of brand equity damage. That's obvious, she said. It's 2025. Things have to be done differently, positioned differently. It's endless. This is the abyss. This trial, unnecessarily so. Can anybody understand anything she's saying? Quote, it's a shit show. She said, more importantly, you do not F around with what you can't lose, period. Nobody's bigger than the game. Anything can happen in a courtroom. The wolves are always at the end of the bed. She always has some stupid thing to say. Look, I think the side that reached out to her was Baldoni's because she and Mark Garagos, I don't know if they're still working on Reality Reckoning, but they pretended they were for a long time. So Garagos and Brian Friedman. Brian Friedman is the brilliant lawyer who is representing Baldoni.
mm-hmm.
Brian Friedman and Garagos are very